All right, everybody, what is going on? Welcome to the stream. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. Today, we're going to be going over the cryptocurrency markets, and we're going to be talking a little bit about what's going on around the world and what we're seeing from countries like Russia, what we're seeing from countries like the United States, and what we're seeing all over the world in the economic sector to understand better why we've seen a dip today in the cryptocurrency markets and in other markets as well, because as you know, all this money is in some way or another tied together, and it is going to impact the overall economy. So I'm really excited to have this conversation, get you guys informed. What I would love for you to do right now, though, is if you are listening to this, is go ahead and share this information, share this video playback with a friend. Make sure that you guys go ahead and get some people on this stream, because we're going to be taking on a lot of questions. We're going to be talking to a lot of you guys, and we're going to be going over a lot. So we're going to be here for some time. Let me go ahead and open up my Discord chat. For those of you who aren't aware of our Discord, here is our Discord channel, cashflowamigos.com. The Cashflow Amigos community is a sponsor and the host of these streams. So for those of you who want to learn more about cryptocurrency, make sure you join the Cashflow Amigos community on Discord and the website. So you can go to cashflowamigos.com to learn more about cryptocurrency investing, cash flow strategies, essentially, to learn how to build cash flow in your investment portfolio. Let's see. All right, let's go ahead and let everybody know that we are live. This thing is lagging. And if you guys hear some background noise, guys, just know they're doing some construction here. I went ahead and reduced the sound of the microphone, so I'm gonna get a little bit closer just to be able to talk and for you guys to be able to hear me and for you to not have to hear those sounds out there. Let me see. Okay, so let's go to announcements. All right, guys. And yeah, for those of you who aren't familiar with this, you guys can go ahead and join the Discord chat, and you guys will learn a lot about, cryptocurrency. We'll have a community chat in here, and you guys will actually get to see my personal investments that I update you guys on every single week. So you always have fresh information about what's going on in the markets, what I'm personally investing in, and that's been a really big help for a lot of people. So I would highly recommend it. Without further ado, what we're gonna go ahead and get started is the overview on the markets. So let's go ahead and open up a chart and let's talk a little bit about what's going on around the world. So let me open this up here, make sure that's running. Perfect. All right, great. Let's keep the YouTube channel comments here. Awesome. So we go to trading view. Let's make sure we close this. And let's close that Discord because it's crushing the computer right now. Awesome. Okay. So let's go ahead and take a look at the cryptocurrency markets. And we're going to start off with Bitcoin today. Though we have seen a lot of pressure, selling pressure from Bitcoin over the past couple of weeks. It's not even, I wouldn't say it's like safe to say that we've actually seen the full sell-off here from Bitcoin. And so for those of you who aren't familiar with what's going on, before we actually get into this, just go ahead and check on Twitter. Right now, there's a conflict in the northern part of Europe where Russia, Ukraine, Hungary, and all those different countries are, due to the fact that Russia is actually currently invading Ukraine and performing these different military operations in order to essentially take over the country. And now, though a lot of the world doesn't agree with what's happening, there are going to be repercussions, and these repercussions are going to be done more in a monetary policy. So you've already seen the sanctions that the countries have been hit with, and they're going to be hit with over the next couple of weeks. And what that pretty much reflects on the market is it showcases the power and the leverage that countries hold over each other as far as what they allow themselves to do. When they cut that stream, when they cut that oil, when they restrict access, when they do certain things, this is going to overall impact the economy, because it's going to take away from how the ease of access to gas. It's going to take away from the ease of import and export for resources. And so we do end up getting hit in sectors because of war like this, because of conflict like this. And it's unfortunate, but it's something that we do have to deal with. So if we see over here on the what's happening session, Russia launches full-scale invasion on Ukraine. This is really the reason as to why we are seeing this sell-off. Bigger than that, we are noticing as well that the markets have been, of course, pushing towards a downward trend, right? Like, we haven't broken any of these lower lows down here at around the $30,000 section in regards to Bitcoin, but it's very possible that soon we will see these areas get reached out to, and liquidations will happen below the $30,000 price level. Since this started yesterday, we haven't seen much of a dip from Bitcoin. Bitcoin has fallen from 39,000 to 34,000, which is a significant 10% dip. I mean, we see these dips occasionally in cryptocurrency, 12% dip, but it wasn't something out of the blue, as compared to like for example, this $43,000 top. And then this bottom that was formed at 35,000, almost a $10,000 price difference in the course of a day or two. Can we see that here today? Very likely, though we haven't seen it yet. That's something that we can possibly see. Ethereum, we have the exact same scenario more or less playing out. We are seeing price levels start to fall as we start to break these levels, and as the tension starts to increase around the world. On the other side of the world, better said, for us who are living over here in the United States, and seeing what's pretty much happening over there. Hex today is down 16%, so we didn't actually hold our $15 demand zone. Now, I don't consider this to be a supply zone just yet, because I think that if we do come back, we can recover. But for right now, we are testing this $12 low, this head part of the shoulder, turning this overall pattern into what can now possibly be a W formation. So this pattern of a reverted head and shoulders for a reversal is already done. The next pattern we would like to probably see is some sort of W formation that would take us up. But I think that if we do invalidate this support, we will continue towards our demand zone at around 7 cents. And that's just pretty much what we're seeing from the overall markets. It's kind of crazy to think that, this is actually happening. But it is. And it's wild to kind of be here sitting in front of a computer while people are being bombed on the other side of the world, and it's causing this. But for the most part, we just need to be very intelligent and understand that, some things we can't do much about, and we just need to be very proactive in the sense of how we respond to these situations. And of course, we're praying for the lives out there in Ukraine, and the Hexicans and all the cryptocurrency holders and everyone who's a part of our community out there. We're praying for you guys, and for those of you who are just citizens and you have no involvement in any of this stuff, we're praying for you guys too. We hope that you guys get to find shelter and you guys are protected during these times. So with that being the scenario over there, really all we can do over here is be very proactive with what we got going on, and be very smart with our investments, because of course, conflict in one area of the world does essentially bring conflict in other parts when we start to see the repercussions of what these actions are bringing to the table. Over here we have Mina. So we have Mina dropping at around $1.88. So pretty much everything is falling right now. There's nothing much to say but to say that cryptocurrency is down. Now, surprisingly enough, right, let's talk about ANC. ANC has seen a run up over the past couple of weeks, and we did form a retracement level here at around 61.8 that we set as a target, and this target right now is getting hit. And my first observation is the fact that we may start to reject this level and then liquidate all of this selling pressure that we've created down here, right? Liquidate all of this buying pressure that we've created down here. So I do believe that we will continue to move towards the downside over the next couple of weeks here with ANC, unless we start to invalidate these areas and the demand is just there. So very patient with whatever's going to go on here with ANC, but we have seen ANC actually go up. And the crazy part is that ANC has nothing to do with U.S. infrastructure or U.S. Not the word infrastructure, I'm sorry, with U.S. Monetary concern. And the reason why I say that is because UST specifically doesn't operate in the United States. And I believe internationally, people are realizing that if they want to hold cryptocurrency in somewhere that isn't backed by the US, like USDC or USDT, they're going to want to end up doing it through a decentralized form of stablecoin holdings, which is UST. And it's pretty understandable that ANC is going to get some of that love as well, because it is falling into the Terra Luna ecosystem, which, crazy enough, Luna hasn't even seen much of a dip alone, because of the fact that, we did come and test this support level here, and we did break below this 55 level here, but now we're starting to see more buying pressure coming in for Luna. And once again, I think this does have to do with its decentralized properties and the fact that it is one of the top contenders in the peer-to-peer currency or programmable currency space in crypto. So Luna is definitely a space to look at. Luna is definitely a space to look at. And what I would honestly recommend is I would tell people to just be very weary of, to be very understanding of what they know about crypto and the markets overall right now, right? Because what we're experiencing is new to a lot of people. If you're just into crypto and you're experiencing a fundamental event, fundamental being news related event, then these events do cause significant change in price and fluctuations in the market, and you don't want to get caught in any of these investments and then be sitting on a bag and the price drops 20, 30, 40, 50% from here. So you want to be smart with when you're investing, but we are definitely keeping an eye on these markets, and as you can see, these markets aren't being totally affected by what's going on right now. So it's pretty good for UST. That's considerable for them. And we also have over here in the normal stock sector, we have the dollar actually going up. So US dollar is going up in value. In other words, the dollar is actually getting a little bit stronger in terms of its value. So we have seen that, even though that the stock market is going down. So what you kind of can tell is, if we go to, let's look over here at stocks, right? And we look at the US 30. Let me see what I have that. I think I have it in my paper. Yeah, indices. So if we look at US 30 and we see the stock sector, stocks are going down, right? Like the overall bias on stocks is, it's overvalued. This is US. There we go. This is US 30. Yeah. So stocks are going down. So the US 30, the Dow Jones, right now it's taking a big hit. Now, when stocks go down, in other words, okay, so this is the correlation you want to think about as to why stocks are going down. When stocks actually go down, this means the dollar becomes more of a priority for consumers, right? They want to hold dollars. They feel safer holding cash than having their money exposed to the markets. Vice versa, when the dollar goes down in value, right? Like how we saw over the past year or two. Let me see if I can get the right data here. Let me do the 3-day chart, right? When the dollar goes down in value, like how it did from the beginning or the first quarter of 2020 to 2021, February 2021, and the same thing from 2016 to 2018, right? These were actually the bull markets that we experienced in crypto and a lot of other markets as well. So 2016, 2017, dollar goes down, right? So the strength of the dollar goes down, but stocks and everything else went up. Then we kind of correct again, and then once again, the dollar value goes down, but everything goes up, and then everything corrects again. And as everything goes up, people start to take out risk from their stocks and from their allocations. And so as you can see right now, we are seeing that we have broken the $33,000 price level here with the Dow Jones, and we currently are dipping. We are down 2%. And with the dollar kind of just gaining strength, you can see and you can tell that right now we're about to reach a level like we did in more or less 2000 and well, this is let me see. So we're about to reach a level more or less like how we did in 2017 and in 2020 as far as the strength of the dollar. And then the next level that we would probably like to see would be over here. But like I said, this over here is probably gonna come with some issues, because if you remember also the problem we had in the year 2000, that massive bubble that we saw coming from technology stocks or the dot-com bubble, right? So that entire time frame that led to all of this happening, right? The strength and the drop in the entire market. So leading up to the year 2000, remember the Y2K, dot-com bubble was booming. The year 2000 hits, stock market crashes, and we then start to see the value of the dollar go down over the next couple of years. So up until 2008, of course, which is then when we had the next recession. But this was just a byproduct of, just a whole lot of things that have something else to do with real estate and not so much stocks. But, it's the same idea. Where can the value of where can the value of the dollar or the power of the dollar go to? I would say that it would be somewhere around here. But when we do get there, we will probably start to see some type of effect in regards to, like, I would say the stock market or the real estate market, one of the two, and definitely cryptocurrency. But once again, cryptocurrency is going to be a little bit more tied to itself and probably price independent, because a lot of the money that's being taken out of the cryptocurrency markets, let's be honest, it can probably go either towards real estate or it can go towards crypto or gold, which is also another thing that, if we take a look at, it's pretty impressive as to what's happening. More people are finding trust in the valuable metal of gold. And I say valuable loosely because, of course, it is valuable and people love it. But, some people are right now really, really into the idea of the digital currency space. But nonetheless, these are things that you cannot deny. Gold is actually right now, let me see where we have it in my pairs. Yeah, gold right now is up about 1%, and it is making higher highs. So let me go ahead and clear all of this, actually, because I haven't done a technical analysis on gold in a very long time. So all that data was pretty much like old. But yeah, so we did break this trend line right here, which isn't really much of a trend line, but we did break this trend right here, right? Which we're not going to grab from the top of the run because clearly that line isn't so perfect, but it does play out a little bit better if you look at it from here. So this little line that we formed, and then this support level over here that we've been forming, finally broken, and now we're moving towards the upside. Can we see a possible run on gold for the next couple of years? I mean, it's pretty clear that it's possible, just because of the fact that, like, right now we are about to break all-time highs over here at 2070 with gold, all-time highs since 2020. And I think people are really excited about what's going on with the market. So let's be very patient and see what happens with gold. But for those of you who trade stocks, for those of you who trade Forex, that's going to be some good opportunity for you there. And yeah, so that's pretty much what's going on, guys. We'll do some more technical analysis. If you have any more questions, make sure you write them in the chat. I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. Or you actually reach out to us on the Discord channel. And of course, you have some conversation with us there and you share your thoughts. But that could be something that you guys can do. In the meantime, though, I do have some topics that I do want to discuss for everybody who is, let me see. There we go. Yeah, so we do have some discussions to talk about here on the live. Let me go ahead and open them up, make sure everything is good. Perfect. All right, so first talking point that we want to talk, that we want to speak on. Okay, if we go to the pulsechain.com website, well, pulsex.com actually. Whoa, what's going on here? Pulsex.com. So if you go to the PulseX.com website, we're gonna see that the final day for the sacrifice is tomorrow. So if you guys have not sacrificed for the PulseX sacrifice phase, just know that right now the current rate per 10,000 points is $9.43 in comparison to the $1 for 10,000 points. So right now you're going to get about 10 times less than you would if you were to have sacrificed during the first day, but you will be receiving a fixed 1.75x volume bonus. So that does help out for some people who want to get involved, and if your stake is big enough, then it may be worth it. But just know that at the current rate of points, you won't be getting what you would have gotten before, but you will be participating in the PulseX sacrifice phase. And this is one of the only ways for you to actually get liquidity or supply of PulseX without having to purchase it when PulseX launches on PulseX.com. So that's going to be the PulseX news, because PulseX is going to be ending in a few days. But with that being said, we also have some more news regarding liquid loans. So for anybody who wants to talk a little bit about liquid loans, great, because we will be doing some discussions on them. The liquid loans sacrifice, liquidloans.io. Yeah, by the way, guys, if even, you guys see me messing up the websites. I always like writing out my websites because I don't like looking it up on Google. Sometimes you click on a spam page or like an ad, and it turns out it's a fake ad, and it's actually like a scam page. So so if you go to the sacrifice section here, the sacrifice.io is the website where all of the details on the sacrifice phase are, and it's somewhere that they've actually been giving they've given really clear instructions on how to go about the sacrifice phase for liquid loans. Now, I went ahead and completed my sacrifice phase, and I'm just going to give you a very, very simple and easy understanding of how everything works and what I personally did. First and foremost, read through every single thing, but I'm just going to kind of give you guys like a very quick overview of the liquid loans sacrifice phase. First, you can only sacrifice stable coins from the Binance network or from the Ethereum mainnet network, right? And it must come from your wallet. So very similar to how the PulseX and the Pulse chain sacrifices have gone. They need to come from your personal wallet, no exchanges. And then understand that each stable coin that's sacrificed is going to give you 10,000 points, not including any multipliers or bonuses that are brought up when you actually do so. Now, the multipliers are interesting because we do see the bigger pays better multiplier, which means the bigger you sacrifice, the bigger you actually may qualify for a higher multiplier. The longer pays better multiplier. So this bonus is going to come based on how far out you delay the gratification of earning your PulseX supply. So as you know, some people are going to want to get it on the first day it launches, and then it will automatically be airdropped then. Some people will be 30 days out. Some people will be 60 days out. The maximum time you can actually do it for the longer pays better bonus is going to be 24 months. So this process here is very, very simple. The way that it works is you're going to want to add a zero, right? Every single add a zero and a number or numbers after the decimal when you send the stable coin in the transaction you're doing. So I can give you an example here. Actually, no, I can't because I did it on my other computer. But ideally, here's a perfect example because it's already in front of us. But if you wanted to do a 0-month delay, right, you would do $10,000, 0.00. So you can just do 10,000. 24 months would be 10,000.24. Like that, that they would know that this specific investment is going to be delayed for 24 months, and they can add the multiplier to that supply that's being brought in. And then, of course, you can do 3 months. If you go above 24, like let's say you do 25, 28, 30, 99 by mistake, then it actually just resets to 0. You won't be delaying it for longer than that. But if you do anything below 24, then it will be delayed for that amount that you place. So just kind of keep that in mind. Make sure you do a round number at 0, or you go ahead and you put the desired delay gratification amount. I went ahead and went for a strategy where I received 60% of my coins from day 1, and then I went ahead and delayed the gratification of the other 40%, 6 months and 24 months after. This is really so that, if the project does end up becoming a very long-term project, I have no expectations of this project, right? If it does end up doing so, then what I'm going to be getting out of it is that, extra bonus from those coins that I delayed gratification on. But I will be taking advantage of the 60% that I do have with me today, so that, or the day of, that I would then be essentially staking and using that staking reward in USDL and PLS, to receive some income, right? So that would be essentially interest income that I would receive from staking those coins, and I can turn that into some income that I can use in the day-to-day instead of investing my principal. So because I want to get more involved, or because mainly my strategy is about investing and receiving yield or dividends, however you want to kind of think about it, from the assets I invest in, this is the best way that I feel like I can participate here and move forward with my investment decision. So, whatever you guys decide to invest, that's kind of just like how I did it. This isn't financial advice, but it's just what I thought was a smart decision for myself, right? So, just kind of an idea for you guys if you guys want to, do that yourself or whatever. But like I said, not financial advice. It's just simply my way of doing things and how I think would be a really smart way for myself to play this out. But I just wanted to share that with you guys because I know a lot of people always ask, hey, Kevin, what did you do? How did you sacrifice? How much did you sacrifice? I won't tell you guys how much I sacrificed, but I will tell you the percentages and more or less how I went ahead and divided it because, just what I felt like makes sense. I think that would be the safest way to keep my investment whole. And now here are some disclaimers, of course. If you choose to sacrifice, you have no expectations of profit. So like I said, guys, I already set this on my balance sheet to zero. I really think I lost all the money I invested already because I have zero expectations from this opportunity here or from this sacrifice. So, once again, have zero expectations. Any money you're going to put in here, just consider it lost already. Put it on your balance sheet at zero. And then when price launches and you start to see that price maybe has a value, then you can reconsider the value of your coins, right? And then as far as participation goes, it says, remember that only USDC, USDT, TUSD, DAI, BUSD from Ethereum, Mainnet, or Binance will count towards sacrifice points. And your sacrifice must come from your wallet, not from an exchange, in an example, Coinbase. So yeah, make sure you guys do this. And last but not least, make sure that you guys go ahead and watch this video and you confirm the Ethereum address that sits right here in what's going on, Oscar? How you doing, man? And make sure you confirm the Ethereum address that sits right here on the on this part of the website with the actual video itself. So that's just some really cool stuff that you can kind of keep in mind. So let me see. Cool. Perfect. All right. Yeah, Oscar, what's going on, man? How you doing, bro? Thanks for joining the stream. I appreciate you joining, man. So that's the liquid loan sacrifice phase, guys. And if you just joined, make sure you go ahead and actually push the stream back. You can guys always watch the beginning of the stream. We've been going over some really cool information. If you have any questions, make sure you go ahead and write questions in the chat. I'd be more than happy to answer those questions for you. Let's go ahead and check out the next topic that we have here on the list, and that is going to be the Peter and Richard debate. So I don't know if you guys actually were able to check out the Peter and Richard debate yesterday, but the debate actually ended up being pretty interesting considering, what was talked about and what's happening today, right? So for those of you who aren't familiar with what happened, let me go ahead and share that with you guys. So if you guys go to, let me go ahead and close these because these are taking up a lot of CPU. So if you go to Twitter and you put in, it should appear here though. Let me see. Look, there I am. Right. If you go to, right here. So if you go to Richard Hart's stream, you see that if you see that right here, he actually posted the HD version of the stream, which I recommend watching. It already has 30,000 views, and it's of course better quality. But I mean, honestly, just a very good discourse between the two gentlemen. Professional, I wouldn't say it was fully professional, right? There were moments where they were throwing shots at each other. Richard did start the entire debate right before it even got started on Twitter, saying he was gonna bitch slap Peter Schiff. So there was a lot of kind of tension coming into it, but both came in very easy-minded and ready to discuss. And I think it was really, really, really productive in the sense that both of them got some good points across. I think that Richard could have done a little bit of a better job. I mean, I've seen Richard before talk about cryptocurrency in general, how it beats a lot of the things that gold and other assets out there have. So to have seen him, I think he did good. At the end of the day, he did a way better job that I could have done, but he did very good, but not, not at the peak level that I feel like he could have done. He actually started tweeting some things after, which I think was very smart because, of course, people are looking at him now. A lot of people who follow Peter are taking a look at him. And then of course Peter did make some good points in regards to gold, and also it doesn't help Rich or anybody really that was going against the gold, that gold is actually up today, right? That because of this freaking conflict that's happening around the world, gold is actually seeing some increase in value, and it's probably going to start performing. And so people, like I said, will start to see a little bit more interest maybe if gold does start to continue to go up. I don't know if it's going to be a long-term thing, right? I personally own a little bit of jewelry. You feel me? We all got a little bit of gold and whatnot, but I don't invest in gold. I don't buy gold actively. It's not my thing. And honestly, not a lot of people do it. It's more of an investment, type of thing that people would do, like a paper form of gold through investing in the stock market or whatnot, like gold futures. But, for the most part, it's not something that I'm personally interested in. And I'm going to continue to sacrifice, and I'm going to continue to invest into the projects that I think are, in the next 3, 4, 5 years, going to outpace the performance of gold, even though gold is going up. You cannot doubt that. But, once again, overall, the debate was really solid, and there was a lot of really cool stuff that they went over. There was actually some moments in which they connected over certain things, right? Like they both agree that, the custody of, your assets should be in the person's hands. They both believe that assets like Bitcoin, right, harm the environment, right? And they do believe in a lot of things that connect both of them, and you definitely saw that in the debate. And so if you guys want to watch a really good discourse, make sure you go ahead and check out that stream from Richard Hart, because you're going to be able to learn a lot, not only from Rich, but you're going to learn from Peter. And so I hope they do a part 2, but I really think that next time they do it, they should have someone who can facilitate that better, probably maybe a better setup, because in comparison, I mean, Richard's stream has been up for maybe 12 hours and already has 30,000 views, while, the other stream only had like 6,000 people active at the very moment. And it just wasn't ran very well. So as far as production quality goes, it was missing a little bit, but nonetheless, it wasn't terrible. So that's that. But yeah, Peter Schiff and Richard Hart, that was really cool. Congratulations to them. And now this is the conversation that I want to get into that I think is really important, because this one is going to be, like I said, in regards to what we are talking about right now in terms of what's going on with the world and current events and how it's affecting overall price. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about, give me a second. Let me see. Yeah, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the current status of Hex and how it looks in the market. Cool. Let me see analytics. Dope. Awesome. We got 2 people live, man. What's going on, everybody? Appreciate you guys being on here. Boom. And let's open up this. So if we go to apphex.win, you guys can follow along with me. So I'm going to be teaching you guys right here how to check out some important information in regards to Hex and something that you really, really want to be aware of. So for those of you who don't know this website, I use this website all the time, and apphex.win is one of those sites that gives you a lot of data, and how you interpret this data is going to be very important because it will help you make decisions in the future. Now, this specific area up here where we see these little pie charts, right, or these charts, they're going to detail information about how much supply is available in the market, price, the T-share price, how much is available in Uniswap pools, what's the current APY rate, and how much overall value in dollars is staked. Okay. As of right now, the value of Hex is going down. We are at around 12 cents. We are hitting a floor, and then of course our T-share rate is around 2,600. Great levels to dollar cost averaging. But what I like a little bit more about this data is the fact that over the past few weeks, we have been seeing a lot of activity with the sacrifice wallets, which we have no expectations of. And, as you know, everything that's done here with Hex is very important because what we do is particularly significant in helping out the overall community and helping price continue to move forward. And as we started to do the PulseX, as we started to do the Pulse chain sacrifice phase, right? We sacrificed a lot of Hex into that as a community, right? And people who wanted to participate. When we started the PulseX sacrifice phase, the Pulse sacrifice phase actually sacrificed its Hex towards the PulseX sacrifice phase, and that wallet now is entitled to PulseX coins. And so the PulseX sacrifice phase now owns all of the Hex that was sacrificed. And because it owns all of the Hex that was sacrificed, which is around 48% of the total current supply, that means that 48% is out of the circulation, because from our understanding, the PulseX sacrifice wallet isn't going to be selling any of those Hex tokens. Now, what happens when you remove 48% of the supply of something from the market? Well, remember, in the supply and demand understanding that we have in economy, right, we know that when we decrease supply, demand increases, and the effect of that would be price essentially increases because it becomes scarcer or harder to find, harder to get, and not many people want to sell it, right? And if they do sell it, they're not going to want to sell it to you when, it's at the floor. They're going to want to sell it to you at $1, $5, $10 when prices are ultimately higher. And so lower liquidity does end up creating opportunities where price can go up faster. And that's what we've seen from Hex over the past couple of months. And really over the past 2 years since it's been launching, over 815 days now of 100% uptime. Now, the staking portion here, which makes up 9.652%, is also considered to be out of circulation. The reason why we consider staking staked Hex out of circulation is because the process of staking Hex is very unique. In order to solve the issue of custody in Hex, right? Someone actually keeping the coins and safeguarding them while they're being staked, right? What happens if someone hacks the staking wallet, right? Well, guess what? There is no staking wallet. What happens when you stake Hex is these Hex tokens are actually burned. And when they're burned, they're removed from circulation, and you are then minted a T-share. This T-share is given to you, and by you receiving this T-share, it entitles you to interest per day for as long as you hold that T-share until the end of your staking period. And then when you unstake, you actually remint your Hex coins back plus the interest you earned. And so because you are essentially burning those coins when you stake, and then you are reminting them when you unstake, they're out of circulation. So right now, we only have 266.54 billion Hex in circulating supply that's not staked and that's not sitting in this wallet. And for the most part, I don't really think a lot of the people who hold any of this circulating supply right now are considering selling, right? And if they are selling, there's going to be a lot of buyers, because a lot of people are going to want to come after the remaining 56%, 57% of what's left of Hex, right, in the market, or I'm sorry, the remaining 43% of what's left of Hex in the market, right? So it's really interesting what's happening right now. We aren't seeing that though in the chart. Okay, if you look at price is sitting at lows, $12. Fundamentals and news are creating fear in the market, right? Well, this is a very clear case of FUD where people are selling off because they think that everything is going to flash crash, right? But as you know, we've been looking at these levels for months, and we know what's happening in the background. And all it takes is a few big whales, big players to find the right opportunity in any opportunity and seize that and come in and buy up a big part of the market share. So the cheaper it gets, the better it is for a whale to come in, because you're just going to get a better price. At the end of the day, whether these paper hands are selling, that doesn't matter, because this can be our next support. And if that isn't our next support, this can be our next support. And somewhere in between these two, I really do believe that we will not fall. We will hold, and we will continue to go up. And so remember, you reduce supply, that increases demand. Doesn't happen automatically, but it does increase demand as people start to gain interest and learn about Hex and find out more that, hey, this may be something I want to invest in. Institutions, mutual funds, big players, whales, whatever you want to call it. And then after that demand is there, guess what? The effect is price. So we will not see this happen over the next week, maybe 2 weeks, but possibly in the next month, 2 months, 3 months. What can happen here for Hex, right? As we start to see the effects of removing such a vast amount of circulating supply, right? through sacrificing 10%, right, of which comes from that. And then the other 48.6% comes from actually removing them and sacrificing for the PulseX wallet. To my understanding, those aren't going to get sold. So the remaining 43%, right? What's going to happen with that? Well, guess what? That's all that's available right now for people to actually trade in liquidity pools in people's wallets. That's very unique. And as more people are getting are earning inflation with Hex, right? It's just making it better for them. So, it's very unique, like I said, the situation we're in, because you're watching something that can be very, very, very susceptible to blowing up and seeing a lot of price gain over the course of the next year, 2 years. But once again, it will happen with time. So we will likely see some sort of accumulation here. We've seen this type of sequence happen before, right? Like I've personally purchased Hex somewhere around here, seen it go up and then seen it go down again, and then seen it go up again and then seen it go down again, right? Like this was within the first year of it being around, but now we are, 2 years, almost 3 years. Well, really, I think over 2 years in, people believe in Hex a lot more. Shit like this probably won't be happening as often. This was after a significant event like the big payday, and it's just, I really don't see anything like that happening now. I honestly, I continue to see great opportunities to buy, because I was not going to buy. Oh, I did buy up here, whatever, but I was not going to buy after this happening up here, anything like that. I wanted to secure these lower levels. So the reason we're focusing on these so much is because we know that it's possible, and we know that these levels can be hit, and we can see those levels create opportunity for us. So. And yeah, actually, you just reminded me, bro, that we are actually waiting for that VV drop, man. So I'm really happy you said that, because I'm doing that as well, and I completely forgot about it. Let me open up my VV chat. We'll go ahead and do a live opening here, man. I hope you can get yours, because I have not been able to have any luck with the last thing I bought from VV, bro, was, what was it? It was the Batman. That was the last thing I bought retail from BB. So I really hope we can do this. So yeah, I was actually gonna end the stream in a few minutes, because I was gonna go back and stream later with a few friends. But I'm actually gonna stay here with everybody that's on, and let's go ahead and check out this VV opportunity. Yeah, drops in 2 minutes. Oh man, you gotta be spamming that button. Yeah, look, so if you want to spam it, here's a trick, all right? Look, there's a little corner. Let me see if I can get it for you. Hold on. So there's a little corner that if you click on it, right, like right around here, you see it? You can click it multiple times. So if you get the right spot, you can get it. So just showing you. Let me go ahead and recalibrate. There we go. Back in focus. But we're a minute 30 out, man. Good luck, Oscar. I know you're on here, man. There's not many. There's only 30,000. 29,500 available. Let's see what's up, man. Yeah, you gotta scroll the screen right to where it. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and get this done, man. You're gonna see me go crazy. Let me go ahead and switch the view. Okay, 30 seconds for the VV drop. A lot of stuff going on in this live stream, man. I was going to talk about what was happening out there, but there's a lot of stuff going on today. It's still very early, too. It's only 11. All right. All right, I'm clicking. We have 15 seconds left. 8, 7, 6. I'm going to start clicking. attempting to secure an order. All editions have been allocated, bro. That is crazy, man. Did you get it, bro? I have no luck. I think my app crashed. That's wild. Yeah, bro, I really do think my app crashed. I don't know if you were able to get it, but I have no luck. Yeah, sold out. Bro, that's crazy. Yeah, we'll end the stream with that, man, with a little L or whatever. Anyways, that's wild. How can I get access, bro? What's going on, Fito? What's your question, G? What do you mean? How can you get access? Yeah, Fito. What do you mean access, brother? Oh, what's going on, fam? To the VV drops. Got you, bro. So the VV drops, bro, they're gonna be pretty much like they're gonna be on the VV app. So Ecomi is the name of the company. VV is the name of the product service that they have. You see, I thought I'd have better luck with it. Yeah, me too, bro. There was probably a million people going for it, but yeah. So VV drops are pretty much licensed NFTs by companies like Marvel, Cartoon Network. I mean, bro, you name it, they're on there, bro. DC Comics, and these individuals, what they do is they're dropping, well, not individuals. This company, what they're doing is they're dropping these NFTs that are they're pretty cool, bro. Like they have a big resale value, and they sell on their platform, but they're all licensed, and so that's the most important part. The fact that they are licensed products, and they're officially from that specific company. So they partnered up with Vivi in order to create these licensed products. Which will eventually, bro, be those products that in the future people will look at like, wow, those are the first licensed NFTs from this company. So I think it will be good. And on top of that, with the whole metaverse play and all that stuff, Vivi is a very big contender in that with what they call the Viviverse. So that's gonna be really cool, and I'm looking forward to it. So I did invest into a Batman, like I want to say like a year ago, bro, and that Batman went up like 10,000x or like 1,000x. I bought it at $80, and right now it's worth like 7, 8,000 or 10,000. And then I have another couple of comic books that you can buy. You can try to buy, but if you haven't seen them, bro, here's some of the ones that exist. Like this is mine. I have this Batman, so you can get this Batman right here. I don't know if you can see that. Right now, actually, I would have to. Give me a second. Make sure that I have this thing. Yeah, so that would be one Batman right there. And then you can do also like other. So yeah, if you look at the price, right? Like, hold on. Let me see if I can show you. So if you look at the price right there, I bought it for 79 gems. And the floor price is like 1,000 something. So it's cool. Like you can get really cheap ones if you buy them retail, and then you can resell them. Uh, but yeah, it's hard, bro. It's very difficult. Becomes super challenging because there's a lot of people out there who want them, like us, and unfortunately, they're hard to get, bro. So, you gotta be very good at like trying to get them. But guys, I do appreciate you guys for joining. I want to say thank you for everyone who was a part of this stream. We've been live for an hour. I'm going to go ahead and touch base again later on in the day with a few friends. We're going to have maybe 1 or 2 people with us live streaming, and we're going to be talking, discussing. So I really hope that we can have you guys on there. And if you guys have any questions, make sure to join the Discord chat. I'm going to be active on there, but I am going to let this go just because I did what I wanted to do, shared what I wanted to share, and we will be coming back later. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for joining the stream. See you on the next one.